How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel where I cover games that center around a fight between Bugs Bunny and Batman. Today, I'm going over one of the most anticipated game releases for this month at least, MultiVersus. Finally, after an entire year of development post-beta, the confirmed release date is May 28th, which should be exactly 10 days from the release of this video. And what better way to talk about this amazing game than with a complete timeline of the game's history. I also wanted to mention in researching for this video, I found a very interesting post on Reddit for the game about potential lore, but maybe a video for another day. So, let's dive into the history of this wacky game, starting all the way back in November of 2021 when the announcement trailer dropped, and we got a look into what the game was and how the gameplay was expected to feel. Tony, the co-founder of PFG Player First Games, the creators of MultiVersus, said the idea was to try and create a platform fighter that, quote, embodies everything they love about the genre, and that's where MultiVersus started. They decided to make the gameplay focus on teamwork, while also making their character roster full of popular faces. Characters like Batman, Tasmanian Devil, and even Shaggy, and the list was pretty extensive at the time. But what do I mean by focusing on teamwork? Well, they showed off in the video some of the character moves like Batman's smoke bombs and Steven's shield that are useful for team play. Tony even said,
"The better your teamwork, the better your chances are to win."
It brings a pretty unique characteristic to the game, and no, players weren't forced to play 2v2, they also included a solo mode. But the whole point is gamers watched the trailer and a lot of them were excited to play. I mean, they were given like the holy grail of games at the time. A platform fighter with wacky cartoon characters, and it was free to play. What more could you ask for? Not to mention that they had crossplay on release and invested in making their servers run as smooth as possible. More on that later. People were ready, and this was in a time when gaming was starting to feel less enjoyable, so it got a lot of people's hopes up. Then the beta actually released on, I think, May 19th, 2022? Either way, the date isn't what's important because the game had problems. The biggest one that was present from the very beginning was the server issues. Even though they said they invested in making their servers as responsive as possible, people were dealing with constant lag throughout their matches, especially when it came to cross-play matches. Talk about an empty promise. Players were unhappy with them being so laggy during games, and believe it or not, the issue never got fixed. At least, I couldn't find any record of server fixes, but that wasn't the only problem. People were also critical of the actual combat system, and according to some fighting game enthusiasts, some aspects of it were broken.
The up slashes in this game and how overtuned they feel. Powerful attack on Bugs is not his up slash. Tell me with a straight face that Bugs' up slash is balanced, or that Harley's up slash is balanced.
And while I can't relate to those problems, the content became stagnant after a while too. The game also had a seasonal system, and in the first season, they released 4 different characters and new arenas and cosmetics, while in the second season, there was 1 new arena and 1 new character. Keep in mind, Season 1 lasted 3 months, but Season 2 was 4 months long. They had a flow of content that just suddenly disappeared. There was also a lack of communication that just added to the list of issues and caused the game to start declining. Players were rightfully dissatisfied, and it wasn't looking like a recovery was possible. Eventually, after a whole year of the beta, the game was taken offline and the development process was beginning once again. The developers had left a message on the website stating the beta was a learning opportunity for them, and to fix the game the right way, they would take the beta offline. Months then went by with some updates on the progress of the game on their Twitter account, along with apparently a hockey-related post. Yeah, I have no idea what this was about. Maybe it'll be a new game mode on release, but I seriously have no idea. What matters though is during March of this year, we got the official release date reveal trailer. In it, Tony talks about the new changes to MultiVersus, like how they switched to Unreal Engine 5, along with the addition of some new characters. And just like the first announcement, people were once again excited. But it doesn't stop there, because on their Twitter earlier this month, they set a little puzzle up for the players to solve for a surprise. Now, I'm not going to go over everything the puzzle had, but it might still be up on their Discord if you want to go check it out for yourself. Anyways, the puzzle was eventually solved and the box revealed a new character, the Joker. I mean, cool and all, but Morty better. This week, they actually also released a gameplay trailer for him and showed off some of the skins he might have, and I've got to say, the devs are still killing it cosmetic-wise. The only other thing worth noting is how they have Discord stages to discuss the release of Joker, which is a good way to better communicate to the players. And that, my friends, is where we conclude this history lesson, a pretty much complete look into the MultiVersus timeline. I don't know about you guys, but I'm personally excited to go back to playing the game. It has been months, almost a whole year since they shut down the servers. And if you're also excited for MultiVersus release, leave a comment down below and let me know who you're most excited to play. And while you're down there, consider hitting the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and drop a like if you enjoyed. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.